let it shine. It's in my heart. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Right here in Brookside, I'm gonna let it shine. Right here in Brookside, I'm gonna let it shine. Right here in Brookside, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Woo!
Thank you, Reverend Rich. That was Reverend Rich Volk with Let It Shine. Welcome and happy solstice. So, on this beautiful solstice morning, I know the truth. I know that we are all sparks of the divine. And that spark of the divine is ever growing within each of us. And so right here, right now, I simply affirm this truth for each one here, for each one watching, for each one listening at a later time, that we align ourselves with this deep knowing of our own inner divinity, that light that is shining forth from each one of us, that we are now turning towards, welcoming back in greater ways in the world and in ourselves. This solstice is a reminder to pause and shift towards the light. And so we do that today. We do that in joy, in community, in fellowship, and in gratitude for one another and for this divine teaching that allows us to show up as light for one another. And so with deep gratitude and expectation of our good, with joy and surrendering to the ever-increasing light, I simply let this word go out into that ever-present and loving law that is always listening, that is always there, that is always demonstrating unto us that which we believe. And so affirming our belief in our inner light, in our oneness, and in the truth as we know it, I simply let this word go. And together we say, and so it is. So, welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Morristown, a vibrant community where love, joy, and inclusivity are at the heart of everything we do. Here, we honor the unique journey of every soul, offering a place of healing, growth, and celebration. Together, we create an atmosphere of openness and love, where every person is seen, valued, and accepted just as they are. My name is Lori Carlson, and I'm a licensed practitioner here at CSLM. Thank you for joining us, whether you're here in person or watching us on the live stream. We are grateful you are here. We are so happy that you are a part of this journey of shared wisdom, light, and transformation. If this is your first time here, do I see any first timers? Maybe. Yes, well, if this is your first time here, please take a welcome packet, complete a new visitor form so we can include you in future events. And to all of you, we publish a weekly newsletter on Constant Contact. If you don't get it, please sign up for it in the back so that you can keep in touch with all that we do. We also have a website, which is cslmorristown.org. And like I said, we are very happy to welcome our musician, Reverend Rich Volk, who is blessing us with his music today, and he will be back several times throughout the service. So the 2025 CSL theme is Rising Higher, Growing Deeper. The monthly theme for December is Shedding Our Skin. And of course, my topic for today is turning toward the light because, it is the solstice. We are coming out of the dark and into the light. So this is my little attempt to demonstrate that. So I will be talking about what you are willing to do to turn towards the light in you. But first, we're going to start the way we always start, with our namaste practice. So namaste is the Sanskrit word for the divinity within me, recognizes and honors the divinity within you. But here, another word for divinity is light, that light within you. So since it is the solstice, let's change that today to the light within me, recognizes and honors the light within you. So I invite you to bring your hands together, turn to someone, and simply say, the light within me recognizes and honors the light within you. The light within me recognizes and honors the light within you.
We got it.
Does everybody feel full of light? Does everybody feel seen and recognized? Okay, well, we are now going to have a beautiful original song by Reverend Rich on the solstice.
It's really cleverly titled, the solstice song. It's the shortest day now. Winter has come. Nature is sleeping, and the working is done. The fire is warm now. The snow lies deep. This time is for renewal. So put your cares to sleep. Don't be afraid that the sun won't shine. The grace of spirit keeps our days divine. For with the guidance of the universe, night turns into day, and our fears about tomorrow God takes away. We feast in affirmation of warmer days to come, with singing celebration that God and we are one. Solstice times for planting the light of Spirit's deeds. We vision for the future. It's how we plant our seeds. Don't be afraid that the sun won't shine. The grace of Spirit keeps our days divine. For with the guidance of the universe, night turns into day, and our fears about tomorrow God takes away. Don't be afraid that the sun won't shine. The grace of Spirit keeps our days divine. For with the guidance of the universe, night turns into day, and our fears about tomorrow God takes away. For with the guidance of the universe, night turns into day, and our fears about tomorrow God takes away.
So beautiful. Perfect song for today, right? So, good morning, everyone. The fears of tomorrow, God takes away. I like that. So, this solstice is a sacred midpoint, right? It is that day where it is the shortest day and the longest night and shifts. So it is that time of pause and that liminal doorway into what we wish to experience, into the greater yet to be. It is a place of shift, but it comes from a place of pause, right? Everything takes awareness, takes choice, and takes the pause. But like I said in the opening treatment, there is always light. One of my favorite poets, Amanda Gorman, says, "For there is always light, if only we're brave enough to see it. If only we're brave enough to be it." And in this teaching, we know that we are all sparks of the divine. We all have that light within us. And it is ours to just recognize it. And when is a better time to do that than when we get to pause? This solstice, I love the solstice. I've always loved the solstice. It is such a beautiful celebration for me of turning from dark into light. But you know, I don't know about anybody else here, but for me, until I really understood this teaching and came into this understanding, I didn't always think of this. I thought I was going into the winter, was going into dark. Things were getting dark and cold, and it was like, oh, okay, it's dark and cold. It's a very interesting fact and perspective that actually things are now getting lighter. Just when it appears that everything is getting darker, right? We're going into that cold, dark time of germination, but actually, it's getting lighter every day. There's 1 more minute of daylight every day from now on. It's like really interesting, right? I mean, it's when you think about that. And so I'm going to challenge you later. What are you going to do with that 1 minute? So what are you going to do to make that 1 minute a sacred pause and to really acknowledge the return of the light? Because this is what we do in this teaching. We recognize that the darkness is not bad, it's not evil, right? You know, there's some religions I know where darkness is like the evil and we don't like hell or wherever but in this teaching, we know that darkness is simply the great unformed. It is where everything comes from. It is where the seeds germinate. It is where all creativity comes from. Has to be in the dark first before we can bring it into light. So there's nothing good or bad about it. It's just cyclical. It's just what is. We need the winter and the dark and the cold so we can have the spring and the summer and the fall. One doesn't happen without the other. And there doesn't have to be judgment about it, right? Darkness is not a mistake. It is just simply the beginning of an awakening. And we get to bring our awareness to that. We get to bring our attention and our awareness to how we choose to see it. Not as a punishment, not as something to be endured, like, oh, I can't wait for the summer, but as an invitation to how can I use this time? Let me tell you, yesterday morning, I had been out Friday. Yesterday morning, I lingered in bed. And I took an extra, I have morning practices that I do regularly at the same time every day. Yesterday, I said, hell, I'm not starting for another hour. I'm gonna linger in bed and just enjoy this cuddling into my bed and being cold. And that's what the winter invites us to do. The winter invites us to bring more awareness into that time of stillness. Because when life is busy, let me tell you, when it's a beautiful sunny day, I want to be out on my bike. I want to be out doing something. I don't want to be, cuddled in and sitting in the stillness. But I did get to do extra readings. I did get to do an extra meditation. I played my bowls. I have my singing bowls on my bed. And I just laid in bed and gonged my bowls and said, I am just going to nurture myself. And I had all the blinds closed. I have like blackout blinds in my room. So it was dark. I did not even let the light in. I just enjoyed the dark for a little bit longer than I normally allow myself to. So that's an invitation in this season to enjoy the dark, to see what the dark has to teach you, to embrace it without, feeling like it's some kind of negative. For me, this, most of you know my story, and so, there's been a lot of darkness in my life. There was many, many years of the darkness of addiction. There's been many years of the darkness of loss and grief. I have had a lot of dark, and I'm not saying that I'm happy for them, but I am saying that I see now how they grew me. I see now what I was able to germinate in that darkness, even when I didn't realize it. The things that were growing in me, even without my conscious awareness of them. But if you bring conscious awareness to it, you grow it even more. You have a chance to blossom even better. So Mark Nepo is one of my favorite writers and poets, and he says, "For only when we can outwait the dark will the sharpness of experience recede like a tide to reveal what has survived beneath it all. Often, what seems tragic, if looked at long enough, reveals itself as part of a larger transformation." Yeah, right? And that's what the winter offers us the opportunity to do. To slow down, to spend some time in awareness, and to see what could possibly be part of this larger transformation that has certainly been my experience in my story. Mark Nepo also says, this is the trick to staying well. I love this. To feel the sun, even in the dark. To not lose the truth of things when they go out of view. To know there is still water even when we are thirsty. To know there is still love even when we are lonely. To know there is still peace even when we are suffering. None of this invalidates our pain, but only strengthens our way back into the light. Strengthens our way back into the light by bringing awareness and choosing to see that there is something beyond the dark, that light is always within, and that we have the ability to shift our awareness and to choose that light, right? I'm always talking about choice. It's our choice. It's our choice to nurture that little spark of the divine, to use the darkness as a time of germination and growth, to use the lessons that the dark is there to teach us. And like Reverend Janice said a couple weeks ago, we pause and we pivot, right? So we pivot or turn, whatever word, towards the light, towards that understanding that the light is always there. Because we're not creating that light. That light is there whether you choose to acknowledge it or not. We're just recognizing it. We're just turning towards it. It's already there. There's nothing you can do about that. You are a spark of the divine. That light is within you. Whether you know it, recognize it, deny it, whatever. I'm sorry. It's just the truth, capital T. You have that light within you. But it's your work to turn towards it. It's your work to nurture it. It's your work to kindle that flame, right? I mean, whatever language you want to put around it, that is the work. The work is to choose, to shift, to use the time, to pause, all of that, and to listen deeply to all the things that the dark has to teach us. One of my favorite childhood authors was Madeleine L'Engle. She wrote this book, A Wrinkle in Time. It's one of my favorite books. I still have it. But she says, maybe you have to know the darkness to appreciate the light. And what a simple and clear way that is, right? Of understanding this truth. Yeah. If you don't know the dark, how are you going to appreciate the light? I mean, if all you knew is light, how would you know how great it is, right? How would you know how glorious it is? The more time that you spend in the dark, the more you appreciate the light, the more you get to understand that light within you that is never extinguished, that is always available to you. Ernest Holmes also said, we are on the verge of an eternal beginning. The whole universe is conspiring to express through us. Wow. Like, wow, but that takes choice, that takes shift, that takes awareness, that takes wanting and willing to allow. And in this solstice moment, we get to allow for the whole universe to express through us. But we do that, how do we do that? We do that partially by pausing. We do that by self-reflection, by introspection. Like I said, spending that extra minute in bed, right? Doing an extra reading, not rushing into your day. The busyness of the world can distract us, and this time of cold and dark and winter is a good time to just spend a few extra moments in introspection. Right? It allows us that opportunity to turn within, to pay less attention to what's out there because it's cold and dark, and more attention to what's in here, because that's where the real light is. And that light is clarity, it's intuition, it's compassion, it's joy, it's kindness, it's all of the good things in the world. They are that light. And so as you bring awareness to them, what is it we say in this teaching? Where your attention goes, energy flows. So as you pay attention to that light within you, you bring energy to all of those things. And you allow it to germinate. You allow it to grow so that it can burst forth in more and more beautiful ways. So, me and my quotes. So one of my favorite authors, Albert Camus, said, in the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer. Right? And that is what we are here to learn. That is this teaching. That no matter what's happening out there in the world, no matter how dark it seems, no matter how much the middle of winter it is, within me lies an invincible summer, because it is the spark of the divine. It is the light of the divine. It is always there. It is just mine to acknowledge. It is mine to choose. It is mine to nurture. And this is the perfect time of year to do that. It is the perfect time of year to spend that time in self-care, to spend that time in rest and renewal and rejuvenation, so that you can burst forth in all kinds of gloriousness. Gary Zukav said, the winter solstice has always been special to me as a barren darkness that gives birth to a verdant future beyond imagination. I just love that. A verdant future beyond imagination. A time of pain and withdrawal that produces something joyfully inconceivable. Like a monarch butterfly, masterfully extracting itself from the confines of its cocoon, bursting forth into unexpected glory. Like, wow, right? We all want to be, or I don't know, okay, I can't speak for all of us, but I want to be that butterfly. I want to be that monarch butterfly that bursts forth in unexpected glory. I want to know a verdant future beyond imagination. But to do that, I have to be willing to spend time in the cocoon. To do that, I have to be willing to do the work. What's Lori's mantra? Daily practices, right. I have to be willing to do my daily practices so that I can make use of that time in the cocoon. And let me tell you, I like to be all bundled up and, burrowed into my bed. I'm still doing my practices from underneath my covers, like I said, with the blinds drawn, in the darkness. I'm still gonging my bowls. I'm still doing my prayers. I'm still doing my readings. And it's the perfect time to do that, to just let go of all of that outside world and spend an extra minute, right? We have 1 more minute a day, 1 more minute a day of light. So choose to use the darkness to bring a better energy, a more positive, a more creative energy into that moment, that minute, that ever-growing light. Because that's what we get to do. So Mark Nebo also said, all the buried seeds crack open in the dark. The instant they surrender to a process they can't see. So how willing are you to surrender? How willing are you to trust a process you can't see? How willing are you to understand that the light is always there, that you are part of the divine? How willing are you to trust in this teaching that we are all one, that we are all of that the Spirit is always available to us? All of the things that we know and we espouse, how willing are you to really surrender and trust that that seed is going to blossom forth as long as you do the work? Because that's what the invitation for this season is. So what do? We honor the dark. We honor it. I like to make a sacred ritual of it, and I'm going to give you a couple. We honor the dark. We don't shy away from it. We don't, excuse my language, bitch and complain about it. we don't allow it to be something that drags us down. We honor it. We honor its lessons. We honor the fact that it's a time of germination. We honor the fact that it's a necessary part of the seasons, of the cycle, right? And so as we honor it, and we allow it to soften us, to slow us down, we allow it to teach us the lessons that it is there to teach us. I know the darkness has taught me humility. It has taught me self-compassion. It has taught me the courage to ask for help. It has taught me the willingness to spend time in that darkness. And it has also taught me to trust that the light is always there, even when I can't seem to see it. I didn't always think that. No, there was a long time where I lived in darkness and I thought that was all there was. And I never expected or, really visualized anything else. But now I have this teaching. Now I have a spiritual journey. And I know in my heart of hearts, I know in my bones, I know in my soul that that light is always there. I know that I can choose to turn towards it. I know that I can choose to nurture it. I know that I can embrace the darkness and say, okay, I don't want you, but what have you got to teach me? What can I germinate in this time of darkness? How can I grow from this? How can I honor the darkness in my life? And one of the ways we do that, like I said, is by pausing, by resting, by allowing yourself that little bit of space. Because space and pause are so important. And that's what the solstice represents, right? It's really the moment of stillness between the moving into darkness and the moving into light. But the actual solstice is when the sun stops. Did you know that? The sun actually stops. How many of you actually stop ever? Okay. I mean, it's like, I can't say, I try, but even in my stopping, I'm usually like, I'm meditating or I'm doing something. But the idea of stopping, just stopping and pausing is so powerful. A lot of you might know that I now lead meditation in the jail that Reverend Frankie used to do. And I've been teaching the guys to do box breathing. And the powerful, I don't know if are you all familiar with box breathing? So the powerful thing about box breathing isn't in the inhale and the exhale. It's in the pause in between. It's in that space where you're not inhaling or exhaling. It's in the pause. That's what makes it so powerful. That's what makes it so restorative. That's what helps cleanse your hormones and do all that good stuff and get rid of the stress and all of that. It's the pause. So if you think about that, and if you think about the solstice as that symbol of that pause, right? And how you can use it to restore yourself, to renew yourself, so that you can go out into the rest of the winter, the rest of the year, renewed, refreshed, rejuvenated. It's really a powerful thing. So there's a lot, like I said, I have lots of little rituals. It's, you know, the thing about a ritual is that it can be something you do every day. You just do it with awareness. You just do it making it sacred. You just do it with attention and intention, right? So one of my favorites is a candle ritual. So you sit in the dark and you bring to mind a quality of yourself, or of, you know, compassion, or some part of yourself that you want to bring into the light, and then you light the candle and you welcome it. Say, I welcome the light of compassion that has always been within me, or whatever it is for you. And then you just sit for that minute, if it's only a minute, even if you only have a minute. I mean, you know, if you have longer, great, but even if it's only a minute, you do it with sacred intention. And you see the light of that candle as being representative of the light within you. And that's what makes it a ritual. It's the awareness and the intention. You can light candles all day, every day, but if you're not doing it as a symbol of the light, it's not the same. So you can make anything a ritual like that. So there's this beautiful thing called taking a walk in the morning light, okay? You know, going for a first light meditative walk. Okay, I don't go out in the cold in the morning, but it's a beautiful idea. If you're an early riser, go out for a walk, and as the light comes up, recognize that dawning of the light. Recognize, pay attention to it. So I don't go out in the morning, but I stand at my window. I stand at my window where my coffee maker is, and I watch the light. And I say a prayer. I just make it sacred. And then I have my coffee and go on with my morning. But I spend that moment of just welcoming the light back in. So I invite you to do that. It doesn't take, you know, like I said, you don't have to go out in the cold. But it just takes awareness and intention. And then one of the other things, like I was saying, is honor the quiet. Make it a ritual to spend a few minutes every day in quiet recognition of this time, this season of introspection, of going within. Just whether it's in your bed in the morning or, you know, in the middle of your day, sitting down, whatever it is, just spend a few moments honoring the quiet and recognizing that in that quiet is infinite potential, right? That dark womb of creativity is infinite potential. And then, regardless of what you do, of course, there's affirmative prayer, there's guided meditations, there's meditation, there's affirmation, there's all of our spiritual practices. But whatever it is that you do to create that light within, share it. Share the spark of light within you. Be aware that this is a difficult time of year for a lot of people. A lot of people have seasonal affective disorder. A lot of people struggle with the holidays. A lot of people don't have this teaching and aren't aware that they have an inner light, and they are lost in the dark. So be that spark of light for someone else. Nurture your own spark, and then show up in the world and in the lives of others as that spark. There's so many ways you can do that, right? With just simple, gentle smile at a stranger, say hello, give somebody a compliment. OMG. Like, I was at this event the other night and I just said, oh my God, what a great dress. And this woman, I mean, she reacted like it was the greatest day of her life. And somebody just, I mean, it is so simple when you think about it. You know how many times I go, oh, that's a cool hat, and I don't say it. But when you say it, you share that light. You spread that moment of light. So, you know, Buddha said, thousands of candles can be lighted from a single candle. Happiness never decreases by being shared. And I believe that every time you share your light, you actually are adding kindling to the fire, and you are growing the flame. because that's what we do, right? We want to show up as love in action. So I'm going to end with a little story about the other night. I went to see Cirque du Soleil on Friday night, and they did this thing with this juggling tool called a Diabolo. Does anybody know what that is? Okay, so it's this juggling thing that you put on a string, and they toss around on a string, right? They had them lit up, and they were tossing them across the stage, back and forth to each other, and they even had children come up on the stage, and they wound the string around them, and then sent this thing, and this thing of light went around the kids, and went back and forth, and I was like, oh my God, this is a perfect metaphor for how we want to send our light out, so that it circles around everybody around us, and we toss it out into the stage so somebody else can catch it. Like, I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. Yeah, these people are talented. But visually and metaphorically, it was a beautiful thing. So I'm inviting you to go out into the world and toss your Diabolo of light. Spend this time in pause, in reflection, in introspection to grow your own light. Honor the darkness, honor the lessons of the darkness, and then let's go out and toss that light around, guys. Let's show up as that joyful light in the lives of others who are not as blessed as we are to have this teaching, to have this community, and to know the light within. Who's with me? Yay! And now we are blessed to have Reverend Rich lead us in another song.
I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. I am a light, I am a light, I am a light in this world. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. And I shine, and I shine, and I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. We are a light, we are a light.
Come on, everybody.
We are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. We are a light, we are a light in this world. We are a light, we are a light, we are a light in this world. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine, and we shine so bright. We keep on shining. As the sun moves south. Have you seen that? Look at the city, look at New York City sometime. Every morning, you find this building and you can see the sun going south. It's amazing.
Thank you, Reverend Rich. That was so
Beautiful.
perfect, so beautiful. And thank you, everybody, for participating and singing along. People on the live stream couldn't see, but we were all holding hands and pointing at each other. It was beautiful. Thank you so much. So now, I'm going to lead you in a little meditative practice about welcoming the light, about recognizing the light that is within, about recognizing that this solstice time is a time of pausing. So I invite you, if you're comfortable to do so, to close your eyes or to just lower your gaze and to just settle into your body. Allow your hands to rest easily on your lap or wherever they are. Allow your jaw to soften and your shoulders to fall away from your ears. Take a slow, deep breath through your nose and release it gently through your mouth with a soft sigh. Let's do that again. Breathing in. This time, breathing in, receiving this moment, consciously aware, and exhaling out into a moment of stillness. And then allowing your breath to find its own natural rhythm, just allowing your body to breathe. No effort, nothing to fix or control. Simply be here in this moment together. And as you're here breathing, bring your awareness to this season we're in, this solstice, the idea of the longest night, the celebration of the return of the light. Just bring your awareness to the idea that the darkness is not some empty place. It is a fertile resting place. It is a place of germination. It is that womb of creativity. So just taking a breath into this darkness, into this fertile place. And then as you exhale, recognize that you are gently shifting towards light. With each inhale, the light is brightening just a little bit more. 1 minute a day. 1 breath at a time. The sun may be heading south, as Reverend Rich said, but the light within is growing with each moment of pause and rest and choice. And so we honor that with our breath. We honor the willingness to make the shift and turn towards the light. we honor that light within us that is ever growing. And so on your next inhale, feel that light fill up your body, flowing into each cell, each organ, each part of you, and exhaling out anything that feels like darkness. Inhaling light that is ever growing inside you, filling you up from your toes to your fingers, from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. You are light. Breathing into that light, growing that light, honoring that light. And then on your next breath, I want you to visualize how you are going to show up as that light for someone else. Maybe it's just smiling at a stranger. Maybe it's bringing laughter into the room. Maybe it's simply holding someone's hand in their moment of darkness. I want you to just take a breath into how you're going to share your light. And then on the next breath, visualize it as that Diablo I showed you about. Visualize yourself throwing that light around riotously, joyously. Comes from deep within, and you are just tossing it out into the world. How does that feel? How does that feel? To come from darkness into light and to share it, to be it. Just take a breath into that wonderful, joyful feeling. And know that you have this ability within you every moment, not just here today. The light is always within you. And at any time, you can make the choice to shift towards it, to share it, to toss it out into the darkness of the world. And now, when you're ready, you can open your eyes, gently return your attention to the room, and bring your Diablo back to yourself. And now we are going to have a special offering and announcements by Reverend Janice. Thank you, Reverend Janice.
Thank you, Lori. Ah, so much light. Light's not from those. So it is time in our celebration where we celebrate abundance. And today I want to just celebrate before we move into the actual practice of sharing. I want to, on behalf of our Leadership Council, to celebrate each one of you for all that you give all year. We are who we are because of your generosity, because of what you share, your resources, your volunteering, your service, your presence, your treatments, your prayers. We are so grateful. And this year has been a year of a lot of changes, with Dr. Frankie retiring and moving through this transition, moving downstairs into this new space. And I am just so eternally grateful to each one of you, to the other members of the Leadership Council. And I want everybody to just take a moment, because we know in this teaching, I'm supposed to stand back here. I always tell Lori, stay still, move back here, and here I am. I don't do it either. I know. But we know that what we appreciate appreciates, right? So I just invite you to take a moment and put your hands over your heart and just join me in appreciating everybody here, appreciating the center and this teaching and all that we have shared, the friendships that have grown. Just take a moment, pause, and let yourself appreciate everything that you get from coming here, everything that has influenced you and even maybe changed your life and allowed you to see life in a different, higher way. Just appreciate that for a moment. And add to that your appreciation of your own abundance, the resources that move through you. Because as Lori so beautifully said in one of her beautiful, I love all of your quotes, in one of her quotes, how the universe is just, and I'm really paraphrasing now, the universe just delights in expressing through us. And it expresses through us as how we give and what we share. So sometimes, maybe even at this time of year when our resources are going in a lot of directions, we just know that that light of God can fill us with even more because it's always there. Source is unlimited. So allow yourself to appreciate that and all that moves through you as we prepare to share our abundance today with gratitude and appreciation. Knowing that we participate in the law of circulation as we give, we increase all that we have. So take a breath and come back with me, and thank you for participating and sharing all that. We are going to pass around our basket to share abundance today. If you share in this way, I'm so grateful for all of you who give continuously through the many ways that you can give, whether it's through our website or PayPal, Venmo. A lot of people are automatic givers, and so we really appreciate that. I just want to mention that we do an end of year giving kind of. We make space for that, especially people like to maybe have tax deductions, at the end of the year. Like everything you give is, helps you out in that way. So if you do want to give an end of the year gift, you can do it on Breeze, you could give a check, but just mark it end of the year. And let's just bless everything, all of it together, by knowing that the light of God is divine love. So please repeat after me. Divine love. Divine love moves through me and as me. Moves through me and as me. Expresses as my abundant resources.
Expresses as my abundant resources.
And goes forth to bless this community and beyond.
And goes forth to bless this community and beyond.
As I give.
As I give.
I increase my greater good.
I increase my greater good.
And so it is.
And so it is.
So I do have some announcements to share with you. Wow, it's coming up to January very soon. On January 4th, Chris Ferraro, who usually speaks on the first Sunday of the month, is presenting a fabulous workshop called Release, Renew, and Radiate. And Chris is also an EFT tapping practitioner, so there'll be energy, stuff happening. There's going to be meditation, spiritual practices to release old patterns, restore balance, and align with your highest intentions for the new year. So please sign up for this on Breeze so she can be prepared and know how many people are coming. There's flyers in the back if you want to take one home so you can register at a later time. There's going to be a new member discovery class. We'd love to welcome new members, so if you're not currently a member and if you're not sure you're a member, you can ask me. But in order to become a member, we do this great discovery class where we talk about science of mind, about the history of our center. We do some spiritual practices, get to know each other. So that I will be leading that. It's a free class on January 18th after service. And again, you will need this to become a member if you want to be in leadership here. So there's a sign-up sheet in the back. You don't have to do this online, so please sign up so I can be prepared to welcome you. On Sunday, February 8th is our next community gathering. We have these, throughout the year. And this one is going to be focused on reviewing the results of our autumn survey. We were so grateful for people who participated in the survey we did in the autumn. We've compiled all of that, and we want to share that with you. Not only do we want to share the results, but there were a number of things that people would like to see happen. Groups to be formed, activities to coordinate. But we need a little bit more feedback. You know, do people want to do it online, or they want to do it in person? When is a good time? So it's really important for you to be there, for your voice to be heard, so we can plan these for the highest success and to accommodate the most people, because we can't do everything, but we want to do as much as we can. So that's on Sunday, February 8th, again, after social hour. Please join us for that. Okay, Dr. Frankie has a card deck that she has created. I know a lot of you got them from her on your own, but we have a bunch of them back there, and we'd love to see them go out. Maybe you want to get them as gifts, so they're back there, and the information is there if you want to take one of those. Science Mind magazines, I didn't even check if we have any left, but if we do, 2 left, $5, because there's only 2 weeks left. But as Lori always says, there's great articles, so it's not just the daily guides. So they're $5, and you could take one back there. You could sign up to do social hours, and they are still taking donations. And I want to thank Lynn, who finally had the courage to ask Reverend Nicolette how to say Shala Hall. We've been saying skiala, skile, la 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 la. And I've just been too embarrassed to ask to say I didn't know how to say it. But Lynn asked, it's Shala, so think of Shalom. So Shala Hall, they're still taking donations till the end of the month to help people out through Nourish New Jersey. There's flyers back there if you want to bring in things and donate it up there.
Next week.
No, it's yours. That's the way we're doing it now. It's in your way. You're going to come back up and chill out. Okay. So I'm going to do a closing treatment, but I just want to add to this, and I'm so grateful to Lord for all the wonderful reminders about the solstice. But there's something that I learned a number of years ago that has really helped me. So during this time, the sun is actually the closest to the earth, but the northern hemisphere is turned away from the sun. So when I first learned that, it helped me in this way. When I am in my darkest place, Spirit, God, the divine light is closest to me, but I'm turned away. And sometimes even when I feel darkness in myself, like this unworthiness, not enough things, or things that like, oh, I really didn't do the best I could today, there's some shame and guilt, and sometimes I want to turn away. But that's the time to turn toward the light that's always there, like Glory so beautifully said. And knowing that it's even closest when we're in our darkest moments or feeling the darkest about ourselves. So let's take everything in, everything Lori shared, everything from the day, and join me in our closing treatment. So as I breathe in, I am reminded that the light of God, the light of love, that divine presence that is not only there for me, but is of me, that is me, is in this moment shining so bright that I recognize myself as that light. And as I recognize myself as that light, and as I speak this word, I recognize it in, through, and as each one here. That as we stand in and as the light, that light is brighter and brighter and allows that radiation to go out to remind all others that they are the light. And in this moment, there is only one light. And it is in that one light that love shines forth, that unity connects, that the glory of the divine emanation of God knows itself, expresses itself, delights in expressing itself through the uniqueness of each of us in our unique way to be the light in the world, to shine our light in the world. And how glorious that we are here in this teaching, in this center, shining our light that Center for Spiritual Living Morristown is a beacon of light in the community and in the world. And so we choose to turn toward this light in every moment, especially in moments that feel a little darker, where we forget about the light and about our own divinity and about our own beauty and about our own humanity. And in that moment, we pause and we pivot and not only turn toward the light, but the light becomes who we are, for it is truly never separate. And when we remember that, it is done. And so we give great thanks for this truth, for the remembrance of this truth, for living this truth, for expressing as this truth. And with this gratitude and appreciation, we know that it grows and it grows and it grows and it grows and it goes forth to shine even brighter in the world. And so for this and so much more, we say thank you, God. And so it is.
So it is. So this song has a singable chorus,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
good, and everybody knows it,
Everybody.
but it's going to take a little while to get. The light of God is in the love. The light of God is in the love. The light of God is in the love. Life. The light of God is in the life. The light of God is in the life. The light of God is in the life. Truth. The light of God is in the truth. The light of God is in the truth. The light of God is in the truth. Joy. The light of God is in the joy. The light of God is in the joy. The light of God is in the joy. Love. The light. The light. Let the sunshine. Let the sunshine. The sunshine. Let the sunshine. Let the sunshine.
So much fun. Everybody was up and dancing. Yeah. So thank you, Reverend Rich, for the beautiful music. Thank you, Reverend Janice.
Thank you,
for the
Lord.
beautiful treatment. So I just want to tell everyone that I'm always available for Treatment Express after, if you would like. But also next week, we have the Burning Bowl ceremony. So it will not be live streamed for those of you watching us. It will be in person only, because we'll be doing with flash papers, releasing that which we don't want to bring into the new year. It's my favorite celebration, service, ritual, whatever of the year. And every year I've done it with Reverend Frankie, and I have a special Burning Bowl poem. And this year, Kat Roman is going to be doing Singing Bowls along with it. So we're going to have a totally interactive, beautiful experience, ritual about letting go of what you don't want to bring into the new year. So I invite you all to come back, and those of you watching online, come in person, because there's not going to be any live stream next week. So please come back for that. It's going to be a very special Sunday, and a great way to close out the year, and a great way to nurture the light within you, right? So I invite you to come back for that. And with that, we have a potluck social hour. We hope you'll stay. Come back next week. Blessings, everyone. Go forth and be the light that you are.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.